Alright, so on the light, so I mentioned there's 3 screws that hold the shiny bezel in. You can actually, people are paying an awful lot of money for these things in black. You can just paint these. These are just plastic. Just get a good, wipe them clean, really fine grit sandpaper, rough them up just a touch. You can throw on a primer and then a black or whatever color you want right onto this, and it's no big deal. That way they're painted. If the paint comes off, you just repaint them. I've already lost a screw. I just did the top one up here. There's 4 on the on the retaining ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't mistake them for the adjusting screws, but if you've got one of these things, normally it's pretty easy to find out where you lost your screw. I need a flashlight. Let's see, where'd that sucker go? Oh, there she is. Right between everything. Boom! Wish I could fish that good. That's for sure. I got the patience for any good fishing. Alright, so you got 1, 2. You can tell which ones you need to unscrew because they're the ones on the metal tab. The other ones are kind of longer. They've got a completely different look to them. And those are your adjusting screws. If your lights are adjusted properly already, you probably won't have to adjust them once you get the new bulbs in. Come on. Come on. So close. And there's that one. There's 2. Changing this out for a couple reasons. I've actually got a hole in this one right here. So if any water gets in there, and I've actually had it happen before. I had a YJ, and on those square lenses I had one or 2 rock chips. I don't remember how many I had, but it was 1 or 2. And one winter in Flagstaff, Arizona, some wet snow kind of slush mix came up and hit the light. Some water got inside the bulb itself, and it actually destroyed my bulb. So I mean, it's not like a, oh my god, I don't have any money for a light bulb kind of thing, but it was definitely inconvenient because it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning. So here's your retaining clip. Just set that aside, and then your bulb will come out. You got your little connector. You reach on the other side. And it should just pull right off, just like that. So I'll show you a comparison. Oh, there's a piece of glass actually bouncing around in there. So the difference between the two, so I'll put the hella up front, and the stock style sealed beam behind it. You can see just how much flatter the hellas are. Now I don't know what that means in terms of performance of the light and anything like that, but they'll look pretty cool, and they'll look almost stock anyways. It's got a big right in the middle, it's got a big silver cap. That way you're not blinding anybody with your super bright lights. So be kind of interesting to see what these look like, especially in comparison to the stock ones. So get your new bulb. Get your new bulb and just open up the housing there. And it's got little cutouts right where that's going to sit. If you can see, it's got 1, 2, 3 cutouts for the 1, 2, 3 prongs, and they're different size, so you can't get them in there unless it's the right way. And all you gotta do is, got this metal clip here, you bend it into place, just around the little pins. This one's a little bent anyways, but there we go. And she's locked in, so that bulb's locked in now. Then you take your rubber grommet. This sucker's slippery. I'm kind of afraid of dropping this thing, but you want to make sure your bulb's in the right direction too. Of course, it's only going to go one way, but for two reasons. If let's say you had it the wrong way, if you forced it in there, your bulb wouldn't be lined up with the way that it's supposed to scatter light. But on the back, you can also see that the holes for the prongs are set in a particular pattern, with this way being top. So all you do is just put it on, snug it up there. That's to protect it against water and things like that. And then push it down as far as you can. That way your prongs are sticking out, but the gasket's on there. I mean, that's as tight as it can possibly go. Then, with the new one all set up, and a little bit of electrical cleaner. I should have thought about that beforehand. Let's see what we got. Alright. What I'll do is I'll just smack that. Get some cleaner in there. Wipe off all the road grime that's accumulated over the decades. Well, actually, this thing's only 8 years old, but still. Make sure everything's lined up right. By looking at the lettering, you should see H4, and all the other, everything should just be the right way. And then you just plug it right on in. Make sure it's in there all the way. Okay. Test it real quick. I don't want to blind you. But it's going to be bright. Right. So we know that it works. So we can go ahead and put the retaining clip back on. Retaining ring. Suppose if you really wanted to, you could probably paint this thing too. It's just, I don't know, either flimsy steel or aluminum. Steel. Nothing special. These screws, they get a lot of weather on them. So if you can find these things, it's a T15 head. I don't know what pitch that screw is. It's probably ½ an inch long, something like that. If you can find replacements for these after a while, it probably wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Let's see if I can do this without losing a bunch of these suckers. Now I'm not going to get them snug right up front. And knee pads, or those soft bathroom mats that you get at Bath and Body Works or Walmart or Dollar Store, those are really nice to put your knees on. Let's see here. Might be easier without gloves on that. I try not to touch these bulbs with my bare hands. Not that these gloves are really all that much cleaner, but I don't want to get all my hand grease on there. Risk blowing a bulb because of oil. But you can see this is one of the easiest things to do on your Jeep. No special skills. Technically, I guess a special tool, because not everybody's got a T15 or any star bits or Torx or whatever these suckers are called. That's going to be a pain in the ass right there. Yeah. See if I can catch it. Well, for the easiest job in the world, I'm sure making this look like a difficult one. I think the way it got the ring on is my problem. Come on. There we go. Let's try this again. Come on. Let's work together. Change out the headlights, he says. It'll be fun, he says. Come on. There we go. Alright, so that one's in there, and then just one last one for this corner. It's a tight squeeze if you got sausage link fingers. Like I do. Phone bitch. Search and rescue team. If you have a magnetizing tool, it'd probably help out. Probably help out a bunch. Or if you weren't as retarded as I am. That would really help you out. Tremendously so. Alright. So now, I'll go around and tighten them all up. You can use an electric drill to do this, but I don't think it would make your job any easier. Probably just better off just doing it the old-fashioned way. Make sure they're nice and tight. Not too tight, but you don't want a wobbly headlight like all those other jackasses out there. Alright, let's see what this looks like between the two of them. So, on the wall, we can see a pretty good difference here. The right one is a flat line. Now, in person, it does not look that white. It looks still yellow. And that one over there, you can see the light scattering everywhere. And that one's just got the flat cutoff. So anyways, so that's what that looks like. That's the way the bulb looks inside the Jeep. Looks stock. Doesn't look like anything fancy at all. So, thanks for watching the video, and subscribe. Maybe I can show you some other things. So, have a good day.